This is the Sports Porch, Black and Gold, with your hosts, the technical director, the Grand Schwalbini, and Hockey Jesus. Come on, Pittsburgh. Let's show a little Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates love. The Sports Porch Black and Gold starts now.
That's right. The Sports Porch Black and Gold is coming to you live, just like we do every 7:30 Monday night. We're happy to have you on the porch. I'm here with my friends, the Grand Schwalbini. What's up, Schwabert? And Hey-o. Filling in for the TD, we have TD Jr., Cash Klein. What's going on, Cash?
Nothing much. How are you?
He's coming live from his prison cell over at Kent State University.
Beautiful.
As you can see, they took all of the bars off of the windows, so don't worry. He can get out. Everything's good over there. He's filling in for the TD. The TD had a long weekend. He had a big wedding to be at. No, he did not get remarried again. He's still married to the lovely Lauren Klein. We love you, Lauren. We know you would never get rid of somebody as special as Chris. But we've got something special for you tonight. Tonight, we are going to be talking about that special 24-21 win by your Pittsburgh Steelers. That's right. They were over in England, 9:30 a.m. start. No, not England. Why did I say England? That's this week. They're not going to play in England. They played in Ireland, and they happened to beat the Minnesota Vikings. Schwaber, how did you feel about that 9:30 a.m. start?
I actually do like it. I like to have like a meaningful football game on in the morning. It's like you don't have to wait all the way to 1 o'clock. So, I'm for it. I like it.
I agree. What do you think, Cash? I mean, you're out late at night. You're probably just getting back from wherever it is you party. And, what do you feel about the 9:30 start?
It was a little early. I woke up in time for it.
Yeah.
Not much sleep, but I was able to wake up in time for it. So,
did you have to set an alarm? Be honest.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not.
Oh,
I just woke up naturally. I didn't mean to wake up, but I woke up naturally.
That Steeler view. You're like, I can't miss the Steelers play, and you get up for it. I agree. I like the 9:30 start. The good thing is, because the NFL is trying to take over the world, the next 5 weeks, we get another 9:30 start for the next 5 weeks, which is crazy to think.
5 weeks.
Six of the 18 weeks that they play, they're going to be, playing basically a quadruple header every Sunday.
Yeah, it just seems to me like, why don't you just stop it already and just make a European division?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I was thinking about this a little bit. We're going to get to the Steelers here in a second. Yeah. I see, I see Chris Chott already talking about the Pirates in the playoffs. Yeah, we know you're joking about that. Pat's on track. Let's see what's Pat saying already. He's special, all right. He must be talking about the TD.
Can't
believe you don't make him wear a helmet. Yep. I have no idea what that means, but maybe we'll make you wear a helmet.
He means he's not very good at the car.
He might need one.
Yeah. No, I think the NFL games, I keep saying, they're gonna have a real team over there. I think they like the fact that they can just trot out, 6 games in a row. And you couldn't do that if somebody played over there permanently. So I think they're just always going to recycle NFL teams, and everybody's going to get a chance to play either in Madrid or Ireland, definitely in London. They love London, so they're always playing in London at least twice a year now. So I think it's just going to be that way. Anyway, let's get to the game. Steelers win 24-21. Looked like it was going to be a runaway. Some shenanigans at the end of the first half cost them a 6-point swing, and from there it looked like things just kind of went downhill. Schwaber, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take a little bit of a different take on this. Let me ask you this question: does it matter how you win the game? The Steelers had this game totally in hand, and they almost absolutely blew it. So give me your take on what happened over in Ireland, and does it really matter as long as you get the W?
You know, am I allowed to answer that with not a 100%? Can I break it into percentages?
Absolutely. You can answer it however you
Okay.
want. Just don't answer it.
I'm
Well,
gonna
yes, it matters how you
Right.
win, but no,
Right.
it doesn't.
I'm going to say I give 75% to no, it doesn't matter how you win. And I give 25% to it kind of does matter how you win. And obviously, I'm giving you, 3/4 of my vote to it doesn't matter, because the bottom line is the object is to win the game. And the object is to stack wins. And if you stack wins, you're going to go to the playoffs, and you're going to go, hopefully, as far as you can. Right.
Kind of like
So-
Kansas City did last year.
Right. So that's why I would say 75%, it doesn't matter. But the 25% where I say it does matter is because, sometimes when you're getting away with things by the skin of your teeth, or a bounce of the ball goes your way, it can be a little bit foreboding of what's to come, that, you're not entirely handling your business at a standard that,
Right.
Tomlin would like it to be handled at. And because of that, it's not going to surprise me if the Steelers lose a game or two that played out like this one this week.
Right.
But overall, I mean, I think it's still much more you get the win, be happy.
Cash, what do you think about that?
I'd have to disagree. I think it's pretty important on how you win, because it just kind of depends on the team. Like, this was not, I don't want to say not a good Vikings team, but I mean, they're starting Carson Wentz at quarterback. Carson Wentz hasn't been good since the Eagles. I mean, he was bad on the Colts. He was bad on the Commanders, especially bad on the Commanders. And now he's manning a Vikings team, and he hasn't started seriously since the Commanders. And since then, what was he on the Chiefs before or after? I mean, he just hasn't been good in 5+ years. So I don't know, making it close with a bad Carson Wentz. I mean, the defense was all right, but I don't know. It did not look good for the Steelers. Did not boost my confidence in the Steelers. I still think they're going to go 8 or 9 and 9 and 8. So I think it matters. It depends on the team. Like, if you bring a good team close, that looks really good. If you make a bad team close, like you're playing down the competition, are you going to do the same in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Like, how far can a good team go if they can barely beat a bad team? Like, how are you going to beat the Ravens if you let Carson Wentz score 15 in the fourth quarter?
Mhm.
Lamar Jackson's better than Carson Wentz. Patrick Mahomes is better than Carson Wentz,
Yeah, I think those are good points. Honestly, I think it does also matter how you win. And I get it. I agree with you, Mark, that hey, a win is a win. You got to get the win first. So that's the most important thing. But I agree. It's who you play against and how you play against that team. The other thing is, I agree, it does depend on the competition a lot. Like, I don't think it matters how you win when it comes to your division, because you just want to win your division. If you can win your division, then you're going to make the playoffs. So if you beat Baltimore by 1 point both times, who cares? You beat Baltimore twice. But if you're playing against a beat-up Minnesota team like you did, and you win by 3 points, but you look terrible in the second half, does that really matter? Boy, I don't really know. I think you're starting. I think at that point you're really starting to. I think you're trying to nitpick too much. Is the point I'm trying to make? Because when you try and nitpick a team too much, I think you're just looking for errors. You're looking for a way to either hate that team or a way to basically say, hey, I picked them to go 9 and 8 or 10 and 7 in the case of myself. And that's what I thought they would be for. I thought they'd be 3 and 1 at the fourth game. So I don't really care. So I guess it really depends on your viewpoint of things, but I do think it matters because it does provide momentum. Now, in this case, for the Steelers going into a bye week and getting out of Ireland and doing that, boy, I I don't know. I'm having a hard time thinking this is going to matter, but I'm hoping you guys can change my mind. Let's talk about the game a little bit. The Steelers were on a roll. They were absolutely just kicking the crap out of Minnesota. And that came after the fact that that fumble wasn't a fumble, and it was not a touchdown going the other way. And boy, I thought that would have been a showstopper, because, we were texting back and forth, and, we were like, there you go. Defense does it again. But the defense didn't do it again in that case. What do you think? What did you think of that call, Schwaber? Do you think that that they got it right with that fumble that wasn't a fumble and it wasn't a touchdown?
Well, here's the thing. By the letter of the law, they did get it right. According to the rule book, if a guy touches the ball and a body part is out of bounds, then the play is dead, right? So,
right.
But by the letter of the law, the call was correct. However, I don't like the letter of the law. I think that's something that maybe you could put in front of the what do you call it? That committee that they have?
Yeah, the rules committee, right?
The rules committee. The way I sort of look at it is, the ball's been fumbled. Okay, it's not in possession of either team.
Right.
The ball is still in the field of play. I think that ball should be still up for grabs. I don't care if somebody puts a hand on it with their butt on the white chalk. I mean, he doesn't have possession of the ball, and
right.
The ball is in play. So that was just my kind of take on it. I thought it was it's strange, man. It's like every week you see something new you've never seen before.
Yeah, I agree with that. What do you think, Cash? Had you seen that play before? What did you think of it?
Not necessarily like fumble wise, but it's the same on kickoffs. I mean, if the kickoff is close to the out of bounds and you lay out of bounds and grab it, then it's out of bounds. I mean, Jordan Mason did not mean to grab the football while he was out of bounds. That just happened. So I think it was a great play by the Steelers. Obviously, a fantastic play by them. Should have been a turnover, but definitely could have been. But I mean, it's been the rules forever, I guess. It's just a really odd situation, especially in Dublin too. I'm sure a lot of the Irish fans were a little confused watching a touchdown, and it was immediately called back. But I mean, it's just a weird play. If you change it, do you also have to change it on kickoff? So it's just kind of one of those, like, it never really happens. So is there really a reason to change it? Just a really weird situation. Really unfortunate for the Steelers in the beginning.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mark. I think the problem is it's the possession. They're basically saying because he had a hand on the ball and he was out of bounds, he had possession of it. I don't see that as possession.
Yeah, I don't.
If he was in the field of play and he had a hand on the ball and somebody came in there and grabbed it away from him,
right,
it would have been the other team's ball.
Right.
So I think I think the possession aspect of that is really kind of hokey. Now, I get why they have to draw the line, because if his hand's on the ball and he's out of bounds, then technically he's out of bounds. But it always comes down to that. Like, is it a catch? Is it a catch? Did he bobble it?
Right.
Right. Did he have possession of the ball when he hit the ground? And then when it hit the ground, did he keep possession of it? Right. That's got to be the all-time craziest stuff. And I bet you it drives the referees crazy too. But that I thought could have really, really did it right. Hey, Mike Lawrence is back. Let's see what Mike's got to say. He said, hey, correct me if I'm wrong on the timing. The decision to punt late in the game, if they kick the field goal, they go up 27-21. That's correct. They kick off, and the average field position is, the 30, 35-yard line. Maybe they march down and score the win. Let's talk about this second half. Unless there's something in the first half that you guys want to cover before we get to that.
Well, I do think we should give some props to DK Metcalf, who played like a number one wide receiver this weekend, and it was great to see. Great to see.
Yeah, I agree. I think I mentioned that last week that I will finally want to see. I don't want to be talking about the damn punter. I want to be talking about DK Metcalf going over 100 yards, and he definitely did that this week. That 80-yard, that 80-yard touchdown catch was the first time I literally jumped up off of my seat and started rooting and started clapping my hands after he got in the end zone. It was the only play all year that I've done that with. How about you, Cash? What do you think about DK?
He's been kind of he hasn't been living up to expectations all year, and I don't know if that's due to coaching or if that's just due to him, but a great game this game. I mean, just absolutely fantastic. An 80-yard touchdown catch that I don't say swerve momentum, but I mean, it looked absolutely gorgeous. He just outran everybody. It looked like DK in Seattle. So it was just nice to see. Nice to see how you're finally getting your money.
If you go back and look at that run too, CA3 had an excellent block downfield.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Schwaber. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say what I liked most about that play was I would say 9 out of 10 guys get tackled at the 5-yard line there. Mm-hmm. And he just basically said, I'm scoring, and ran over a guy.
Yeah, and he didn't step out of bounds either. I was watching his foot. I was like, he could easily step out of bounds here, but you're right.
So I thought not only was it a great speed play, but it was a great physical play too.
I love DK for that. I think that's why they got him. He kind of fits the Steelers' way of play. The physical, receiver who doesn't really take anything like that, like doesn't take any hate, doesn't take any trash talk. I think they kind of like that from him.
Well, he was definitely doing some trash talk.
It's kind of nice. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I like the trash talk. I like when they're competitive. I like when I see DK get in somebody's face because, you are bigger than him. You are stronger than him. I mean, let him know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was definitely letting them know that 100%. And then the next play or within 2 or 3 plays from there, he's grabbing his face mask and getting the 15-yard penalty. I mean, it worked. It absolutely worked. Anything else in the first half you guys want to cover other than the DK 80-yard?
Well, Mike brought it up too. I guess we could also talk about it later. Kenneth Gainwell. What a game by Kenneth Gainwell.
He's good. Look, he's good. If he gets starting running back touches, he puts up good numbers. He does.
But Warren has looked good too. Warren has looked really good. Oh,
sure. I definitely think Warren is a better back. He's more explosive and shiftier as well. But
better balance.
But Gainwell is a really solid number 2 back, man. He's very good.
Here's the problem I have with Gainwell. It's not Gainwell. It's the fact that they went out to get Gainwell. Do you think that if Caleb Johnson was in that position with the way the line was blocking, do you think Caleb Johnson might have been able to do something similar? I'm not saying as well, because clearly I think Kenny Gainwell, Kenny G, has that veteran instinct and probably hit some holes that Caleb wouldn't have hit. I'm just disappointed with the way they're using Caleb Johnson. I want your guys' take on that. Schwaber?
Well, I mean, look, I don't know exactly what Caleb Johnson would have done if he got the lion's share of the carries. I think it's still too early to see what he's going to be, but unfortunately, I do share your opinion that it doesn't look like we're going to find out this year.
No,
I mean, unless there's a significant injury to either Gainwell or Warren, we're not going to find out this year, and that's a little disappointing. I mean, a 3rd-round pick on a running back is a high pick. I mean, you got to let him play.
I agree. It's disappointing. This week he was out touched by Gainwell 41-11, just in case you're curious of the split.
Yeah.
Cash, what do you think about that?
I mean, I drafted Caleb Johnson 1st round in my fantasy draft or my dynasty fantasy league. So I'm upset that he's not playing at all, but I guess I get it. I mean, it's the Steelers' way, having the rookies sit out for a year.
Although it wasn't that way for Najee Harris, though.
Yeah, which was a little.
Najee got
I guess he
right
was
away.
1st round, so maybe it's a little different.
Yeah,
but I mean, still, this is just embarrassing. I mean, maybe it's the fumble and the kickoff that they're still not very happy about. I don't know. I guess we won't see him, which kind of sucks because he was talented in college. He was fun to watch in college. He was patient. He was a great running back for Iowa, but I mean, I guess it just sucks.
Well, the last thing I have to say about Caleb Johnson is his running style to me looked tentative. And I don't think that is his normal running style. I think the Steelers have beat into his head that if you fumble the ball, you won't get a lick of play. So I think he's running scared out there because the coaches have put it in his head. If you fumble, you're garbage. So instead of saying, hey, you've practiced, You're a professional. You know how to hold on to the ball. You hit that damn hole and you go as fast as you can, as hard as you can. Don't worry about fumbling it. You will hold on to the ball. We need your speed. We need your power. And they're just not doing that. To me, that's part of the coaching. And I know part of that's on Tomlin, but some of that's got to be on Arthur Smith or the running backs coach, whoever the hell that is. I just think that they're just not good coaches when it comes to rookie players. And that's why they don't play them, because they're not superstars. They're not drafting in the first 5 picks. So they're not superstars, and they're not coaching them to be superstars. So I get so frustrated when I start talking about the Steelers rookies and how long it takes them to really get acclimated to the game. One, because they don't get enough playing time, and two because they're just not coached well, in my opinion. I'm going to move on from that, unless there's something else you want to say to that.
No, I think we're good.
Okay. So let's talk about this second half that Mike was talking about, where let me go back to the statement where he's basically said, do you kick the ball or do you go for it? Aaron Rodgers looked like he wanted the team to stay out there. We could even talk about what happened after they got the ball back and they were at midfield. Let's talk about those two situations. Cash, let's start with you. What did you think about that decision to go for it instead of kicking the field goal down when they were down near the goal line? I think they were at like the 2 or 3 yard line.
Yeah, I think Gainwell got tackled at the 1. I mean, it sucks that it ended out that way, but I like the aggression. I mean, the Steelers teams before, they were boring, they were slow. I like this aggression, although maybe not the right year. I would have liked the aggression if the offense was a little more powerful. Also, the second half, the offense was just slower. So maybe not the right decision there. But overall, like for looking ahead towards the future, I like the aggression. I mean, I know everybody's talking about analytics and 4th downs, and some people don't like it, but it does say go for it. And might as well trust the robots because they know everything. So going for it might be I think it makes it fun. And he almost got it. It almost worked.
I mean, here's the thing. For me, I mean, I almost always am, on the side of be aggressive and go for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, I looked at this a little bit differently. The way I sort of look at it is, look, I mean, if you're using Kenny Gainwell, he's not a big bruising back.
Right.
Okay. And you've got an offensive line that struggles. You know that the Vikings are going to basically put 9 guys in the box, right, to try to stop this play. But the more important part I thought about it was if you kick a field goal there, right, then you're up 14, right? Is that what it was, 14?
If you kick a field goal, you go up by 6.
Oh, is that what it was? Are you
Yeah.
sure about that?
Yeah, you go up by 6 because you're basically hedging the bet that they're going to have to score a touchdown to beat you.
Score a touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for some reason I thought it was
because remember the situation. There was, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes left in the game, and that basically they said they'd have to go the length of the field. They'd have to go the length of the field
right.
To basically, kick a field goal. And they were like, they're never going to do that. They're too far back, et cetera. And then they ended up punting it back to the Steelers. And then the Steelers ended up, getting into the 40 again, the 45, 50. And then he had another 4th down scenario, which we'll get to in a second. But it was definitely, they were down by 3. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So even
I'm sorry, they were up by 3. Steelers were up by 3.
Even so, I think it still kind of makes my point is, with about 3 minutes and change left in the game, I'd rather put my stake on that the Steelers are going to keep them from scoring a touchdown versus a field goal.
Yeah.
Assuming you don't make it.
Right.
I mean, some coaches say that going up by 6 is more dangerous than going up by 3 because it makes your team more aggressive. And I mean, the Steelers gave up like an 80-yard catch to Addison. So maybe that was in their mindset where they're like, we don't think we could stop a big play, or we think there's a greater chance of a big play happening. So if we score this touchdown, we win the game. If we don't score this touchdown, they're going to play conservative, and we think we can stop that, or we think we can beat them in OT.
There's
something like that.
there's so many ways you could think about this. I'm with you,
Yeah.
Mark. When I looked at the situation, I said, just kick the damn field goal. There's no way they're going to score a touchdown. It didn't seem probable that they would do that. And then when they were driving, actually, I think maybe it was the first or second pass after that. That was that Pierre interception,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Which was a
The
bobbled
There were a lot of
interception.
there were a lot
right?
of non-turnovers this week.
Yeah.
right. And then you're like, oh, no big deal, no foul. And then, then they stop them. And then the Steelers get the ball back. What were they doing when they got the ball back? Like, okay,
Yeah.
so you're aggressive there. I didn't like the play call. I'll be honest with you. I didn't like running Gainwell. If you're going to go for it there, let Rodgers do something.
Mhm.
Let him do it. They're so good in the red zone because Rodgers has the ball, not
Mhm.
because they're able to run the ball in on fourth down, but because Rodgers will make the smart play. He'll find the guy. He won't probably be able to extend the play, but I bet he can dial something up where he knows like Washington or Jonnu or even DK. It's just a throw up ball for them, right? Just go get it. I think that would have been a smarter play call, but I don't think the offense wanted to go with it. So they weren't ready. They weren't ready to dial something up. So they just ran it. I think that was the problem with that. Let's talk about when the Steelers get the ball back. It's fourth and what? Fourth and like a yard or
right.
less than a yard.
Right.
And they line up to go for it.
This was the worst.
Go through the scenario, Schwaber.
Yeah,
because
so
I can't even talk about it.
Right, because it was just so terrible. Look, it doesn't matter if they actually went for it or not. What matters is that there was enough confusion that they couldn't get the playoff in time, so they lost 5 yards. So it turned into, instead of fourth and less than 1, it was fourth and 5. And which completely took them out and meant that they had to punt.
Right.
And it was pretty clear that they were unsure. And then they decided, let's see if we can lean forward and get a yard and end the game. And then they couldn't even do that. That's what was really frustrating about it.
What did you see, Cash, when it came to the last drive for the Steelers?
I mean, it just sucks that like a veteran quarterback wasn't able to get the ball up, but not just the quarterback who wasn't able to, maybe it wasn't a play call, maybe the quarterback couldn't hear it. But just overall, I don't want to call them a veteran team, but none of them are rookies. Like, we're not talking about guys who like have just came into the league who are newer. I mean, Calvin Austin has been in for a couple of years here. Freiermuth has been in for a couple of years. Maybe the newer ones like Broderick Jones, maybe, but just kind of like a veteran team who has not Super Bowl aspirations, but playoff aspirations, not being able to get a play like that in a moment like that. It's just upsetting to see, and it's disheartening a little bit. But it was just one play. Could have been a mistake. I mean, you're not in Pittsburgh. You're in Ireland. You're somewhere else. It was a new play call, a little confusion. So it's disheartening, but it happens.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think you can put that on Rodgers because I've seen a heck of a lot of Aaron Rodgers games, and I've never seen that from him.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that, where he falls in it is, I think that the decision wasn't made until too late in the snap count. So
right,
he didn't have time and he couldn't get it off.
Yeah, it could be that. It could be him entering a new system. I mean, it could have been a million things. It sucks that was at the end of the game. It's still early in the season though, so I mean, this team has looked. I mean, they've looked all right. They look like they've been together. So I don't really think, it's anything too much to worry about. Obviously, the situation during the game, though, it was stupid. I mean, but stuff happens. It's football.
Yeah, I didn't like any of that. I mean, once again, 4th and 1, they were able to get 2 yards with a Hayward tush push.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just do it again? I mean,
Right.
You do that, the game's over.
Right.
There's no giving the ball back to them. And then when they did punt it, and I do agree with you, Mark, I think that they didn't know what they were doing. And I think Rodgers was just trying to, draw them offside, whatever, a veteran would try and do in that situation where you're not sure what to do. Why the hell did they just boom it out of the end of the and like they didn't even try and kick it into the corner. Like, put them deep again like they were,
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. It drove me that whole sequence drove me crazy. And that to me is quintessential Steeler football where they just don't know what they're doing at the end of the game. I don't see any way they're gonna fix that situation. Their offense is set up to just dink and dunk. They're never going to try and score more than enough points they need to win. They're never going to try and take a 28-0 lead, it seems. And that's what has me concerned with this team moving forward. What concerns do you have moving forward with this team, Mark?
Well, it's going back to that initial question. It's 25% of me thinks that it is important how you win. Because when I look at this game, I say to myself, and I could look, we're just playing hypotheticals here, but I just say to myself, if the Steelers make these mistakes and Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes is the quarterback, they're going to end up losing that game. Now they might not, but you get what I mean. It's, they were fortunate that they were going against Carson Wentz and an offensive line that had 3 starters out by the end of the game, so they were fortunate. So they were able to cover up for their mistakes. But when you play against the better teams, it's hard to hide mistakes against better teams.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, we got some good comments here. Let's get to some of these comments. Chris Chad is saying Steelers are set up to be a wobbly, deceiving 5-1 going into the Green Bay. We'll get to that in a second. Let's see. Mike Lawrence. I wonder if the Ratbirds are talking to Derrick Henry about fumbling.
100%.
Yeah, I'm sure they're doing it. Hey, Expunger Baby's back. Welcome back, Expunger Baby. Good to have you back. What's up, guys? How about them Steelers? And he wants to know, hey, this was a great game. Don't you think it was a great game? I mean, the Steelers were picked to lose. I love Expunger Baby's positive outlook on this. It was a good game. Don't you think it was a good game? Come on.
One step closer to the playoffs. I mean,
one step closer to the playoffs. We're
at the end of the day,
we're 3-1. Like Mike said, Derrick Henry's got fumbling problems. They're 1-3. Bengals play later tonight. We'll know whether they're tied for the division lead with us or if they're going to drop to 2-2. Probably going to drop to 2-2. I mean, they're playing the Broncos. The bum's got a broken toe, so he's going to be out for about 3 more months. So we don't have to worry about him throwing any touchdown passes anytime soon. And we're not going to see him in 3 weeks when we play at Cincinnati. So that's always good. I think it's right. I think that's the right way to think about this. It was a good game. Maybe we didn't like the way that they played in the second half. Clearly, I think we have questions about Tomlin's ability to coach in these situations where it seems like he can do nothing but just fumble it back, not literally fumble it back, but just make the wrong calls that always go against him. The last thing I want to talk about before we move on, and hey, thanks for being here. If you don't know where you are, you're at the Sports Porch. You can catch us at the Sports Porch podcast on YouTube. We're on X at the Sports Porch 1, and our website is theporcheslive.com. We come here live every 7:30. Normally, we have a slightly older gentleman down below me. Right now, we've got his young millennial son down there filling in. Probably much better than Chris has ever shined.
Well, at least you don't have to look at a guy with a Santa Claus beard and trying to look young with a ponytail.
and nobody's complaining. Notice nobody's complaining about how it sounds.
No.
There's no reverberation.
No issues. I'm just happy
echo.
to be here.
Nothing's wrong.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so the last thing I want to talk about is let's talk about Peyton Wilson. I mean,
that was the play of the game.
Jordan Addison has clearly got a 70-yard touchdown. He's running for the end zone. What just Cash, walk me through that. You're watching this live. What are you thinking?
I thought it was gone. I thought it was over. I thought it was gone. But Peyton Wilson, he's fast. Either he's fast or Addison is slow. They said he was fast coming out of college. He ran like a 4 or something in the end.
Well, it was his first game back from injury, so I think he was gassed. He was
Yeah,
gassed.
Addison, I think.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
right.
Addison was gassed. And hey,
Well,
hey,
remember,
but
he
still, being caught by a
he had to
linebacker.
slow down to catch the ball too.
yeah, that's true.
I went back and looked at it.
Yeah.
He had to slow down to catch the ball, and he stumbled a little bit
Yeah.
when he was
I mean-
coming out of it. So anyway, so you saw that and you were like, "There's no way he's going to catch him." Do you think he was going to catch him?
I just thought it was gone. I didn't think he was going to catch him, but it was kind of like his teammate DK whenever Buda Baker had that one interception, like the 1 yard line when he was a Cardinal,
Right.
and DK was a Seahawk, and DK came down and caught him. It kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah.
Peyton Wilson's just fast. Like I don't know what to say. He's super fast, and that locker room too. I know Addison hates himself for that because even if you do stumble, even if you are coming off an injury, I mean you're a receiver. You're a quick receiver. And that's a linebacker.
Yeah.
I mean, just the positional groups, it's insane. That's like a defensive tackle catching a running back from behind.
Mark, you think that was the play of the game then?
Well, I think it was the play of the game because it really helped in terms of the 2-minute warning and the timeout situation, and it took more time for them to score. So it was huge. It was huge. I mean, if Addison scores there, you have a whole different scenario. You could potentially kick it long instead of, the onside kick. So I thought it was a huge, huge play. I mean, time is of the essence there. And Peyton Wilson got the Steelers a lot of time back on their side.
Yeah, it was like 45 seconds, which was a lifetime because there was like, I don't even remember how much time left, 2.5 minutes or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. Last comment here from Chris Chata on the Steelers. Seems like Aaron is legit enjoying himself. You think he might come back next year? Oh boy. Do we want to get into this conversation? Let's just speculate a little bit.
I'm going to do a little speculation.
Let's do it.
And I'll tell you what. And maybe this is good news, Steeler fans. Maybe this is bad news, Steeler fans. I don't know. But, everybody's all pumped up about, they say it's a good quarterback class for this, upcoming draft. And that's when the Steelers are going to get their franchise quarterback and blah, blah, blah. I don't know, guys. I've been hearing a lot of talk about how this quarterback class has really had a very bumpy start to this college football season. And I'll tell you what, man, Drew Allard of Penn State, he is garbage, man. He is garbage.
Awful.
I don't know why people think that this guy's like going to be the first pick in the draft or something. I mean, he sucks. Anytime there's a big game, he throws a critical interception.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he blows. So because of that, I could see Aaron Rodgers coming back next year.
Yeah.
I could.
What do you think, Cash? You don't
think
so?
He's too old. He's been toying with retirement for too long. I mean, if the Steelers win the Super Bowl, maybe. Actually, if they win the Super Bowl, definitely not. If they go far in the playoffs, I still don't think so. Because even if they win the Super Bowl, I mean, that's a perfect time to retire. If they go far in the playoffs, that's kind of still a good time to retire. He proved he still got it. But he's just too old. I mean, coming off the Achilles injury, I know he still looks good, but I mean, how old is he? 41, 40 something, 42?
Yeah, 41,
something like that.
I think, yeah.
I mean, you guys are up there. If you tore your Achilles, even 2 years later, I mean, it's still got to hurt to get out of bed. It's still got to hurt to move on it at least a little bit. You still got to be a little scared that, like, if you hurt something again, like, that could seriously affect it. I mean, I just don't see a possibility.
First of all, Cash, we wish we were 42.
Forgot.
And we wish we had the money that Aaron Rodgers had. Right. It would make getting out of bed a lot less painful.
Right. But I don't know. You know what? I mean, I agree. It's all going to depend on how this season turns out. What I would say is I think if the Steelers make the playoffs and they get over that hump of winning a playoff game this year, okay, and maybe let's say that the game that they lose in the playoffs is pretty close and it's not like they get blown out or something, then I think he could look at it and say we're close. Maybe with a few additions, we could take one more run at this thing. So I think it's possible, but I think a lot of things are going to have to add up for it to happen.
I mean, the Steelers would have to bring him back too. Would the Steelers want to bring him back? I mean, he's 42.
So.
Are you trusting him to hold up?
The Steelers don't know what they're doing with the quarterback position, so bringing him back makes as much sense as drafting a quarterback next year. You know, they have no idea, and as long as Tomlin's in charge, nobody will have an idea. The one thing I do agree that Chris Chata said, 100%, he does legit look like he's enjoying himself and having fun. Let's just see how that happens once he gets hurt, because everybody knows he's going to get hurt. It's going to happen. He's just too old. You can't take hits like that and not, not do anything, not get hurt. He is 41. He will get hurt. Let's just see if he's enjoying himself when that happens. If he doesn't get hurt all year and he's feeling good, there's a possibility he might want to come back, but I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. Yeah. Any final thoughts on this game, boys?
Just some quick notes. Oh, you can go first, Mark, if you want.
I was just gonna say, hey, it's just a good day to be 3-1 and control the division.
Control of the division. Cash?
I think I just had some quick notes. I noticed that the blitzing in the first half worked incredibly well. We got to Carson Wentz a lot, even if they were hurt. I mean, the blitzing just looked great. And then Keanu Benton, he looked great in that first half too. And
Keanu Benton sighting.
Yeah,
he looked good, and I liked him coming out of the draft. So I was excited for him. I thought Hayward could have retired right there. I thought Benton was going to be him. So he's looking like it. I hope he still progresses. I hope Hayward keeps teaching him. If Hayward keeps showing up to practice. So.
Well, remember, he's only had one good game, and that was this Sunday.
It's a start.
Hey, and he gets a week off because of it. I also thought that Herbig had an incredible game.
Oh, on the pass rush too. Yeah. He had a great game.
Yeah, I thought he looked fast again. He was all over the field. I think the defense did a good job against the run too. So a lot of positive things I think you can take away. The most positive is they get a week to take a rest. Probably get JP Jr. back in a couple weeks. Looked like that Jalen Ramsey injury might be a little bit more serious than we'd like. So he might be out for 3 or 4 weeks. That would hurt potentially. Slay seems like he gets hurt every game, but he always comes back in.
Right, he does.
He's old too. That's that old thing.
The one thing about the Jalen Ramsey that I'll say though was I couldn't understand why they kept him in the game. When he scored the touchdown that was a non-touchdown, he pulled up with the hamstring. So why do you put him back in? And then he re-aggravates it.
I thought it was a part of his dance. Like, I thurt it was part of his celebration.
I thought it was too. I thought it was some kind of take on a gritty or something.
No, well, he did. He hurt his hamstring, and then he did the gritty anyway because he didn't have to move the hamstring.
I agree with you. It did look like he grabbed it, but then everything was fine. So that whole play was truly bizarre. I just wish it never happened, to be honest with you. All right, Mike's got the final word here. Maybe Terrell Austin saved his job with the defensive performance for this game. Unfortunately, Mike, I think Terrell Austin will always have a job, much like Coach T. All right, boys, let's move on. Let's move to our picks. What do you say? Let's talk about our picks. Let me pull up the banners that I created for this because, I'm the technical director now, and that's what I do. Pick results from last week. The technical director still at the top. Well, we knew these weren't going to change. Everybody was going to be a game behind each other. Yeah. What happened last week? Let's talk about. Let's talk about it. Seattle, Arizona. Seattle kicked Arizona's ass. Tennessee at Houston. We all had Seattle. Tennessee at Houston. Everybody had Houston. They won like 27-0. Cam Ward's first shutout against him in his career. That includes high school. That includes college. That includes any midget football he might have played.
He's not to the NFL.
Well, welcome welcome to playing for the Tennessee Titans. And lastly, last night's game, did you all stay up for this one where Green Bay and Dallas played to a tie?
Yeah,
I gave us
awful.
I gave us the loss on that one, by the way.
Okay.
I was going to leave it as a no game, but then we wouldn't have multiples of 3, and math would be all messed up. And I don't want the technical director trying to do math in his head and it all be wrong.
Well, he has trouble with math just without ties.
Yeah. So at the end of what's this? End of 4 weeks, there are 12 games played because we pick 3 every week. See, simple math. 4 times 3 is 12. And Grant Schwalbini's just 1 game behind myself and the technical director. Now, the technical director is not here this week, but his picks, Cash will be making his picks.
I'm making his picks.
So whatever Cash says, they're going down for the TD. So go 0-3 for us, Cash, and we'll invite you.
I might. You guys can't let him win. This is insane. How is he 8-4?
Oh no, don't worry. He's not going to win. We're not.
He never wins.
Yeah.
He never.
He always goes. It's a trap game. You guys are going for. You guys are playing. You guys are taking Kansas City. I have the feeling the Saints are going to pull this one out. That's what he does.
Trap.
All right.
Game.
Thursday night game. We have the San Francisco 49ers at the LA Rams. And Cash, you're going to get to go first.
All right. I think it's a Rams win. They look great against the Eagles until the second half, obviously. But still, that first half, it wasn't nothing to shy away from. Puka Nacua has been on an unstoppable run. I think the Rams' defense is great. And I love the 49ers. I think Shanahan's great. I think that defense is still really good with Saleh as the coordinator. But I just don't trust him with Mac Jones. I don't think Mac Jones has been playing particularly awful. I just don't trust the 49ers against the Rams defense, so you got to give me LA on that one.
LA Rams for Cash. Schwaber?
Yeah,
where are you going?
I'm going to go LA Rams as well. I just think that they're a true contender, whereas I think San Francisco are more like paper tigers. Purdy might not even be back this week. And the only thing that I think Shanahan's really good at is losing Super Bowls. So I'm going to go Rams.
Oh, boy. I was going to go Rams, and I'm going to stick with the Rams. I do have to say, though, the way the 49ers lost to Jacksonville, oh, boy. They just look like they're in disarray. Christian McCaffrey looks like an old man at this point, and he's their only weapon. Everybody else, wide receiver wise, is hurt. They might go on a big losing streak here. I too am going to go with the Rams. Who's next? Let's see. Next up, we're going with the Sunday night game. New England at Buffalo. Okay, Schwaber, start with you.
I'll tell you what, New England did surprise me by having a pretty substantial win this past week. But I still don't think that they're very good, and they're certainly not good enough to beat a team like Buffalo at home. So the Bills it is.
Buffalo Bills for the Grand Schwalbini. Okay, Cash.
I don't trust New England. I know they put up 42, but we're talking about the Panthers. The last time the Panthers were good, what?
No, we're talking about the Patriots.
I know they beat the Panthers last week, so I don't trust that.
That's true. They did.
Even though they put up 42, that was 42 on one of the worst teams in the NFL. They only allowed Bryce Young to put up 13, but it's Bryce Young, and he hasn't looked good at all yet. So it's hard to say that the Patriots are going anywhere near Buffalo's level. Buffalo's look fantastic, so I'm going to give it to Buffalo.
By the way, Cash, the last time Carolina looked good, Jake Delhomme was throwing passes to Steve Smith.
You don't count the Cam Newton year?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, maybe the one Cam Newton
year. I almost forget about him because he looks like such a clown every day on TV with all his ridiculous hats and stuff.
You don't like his beautiful hats? You don't think they're beautiful?
He looks like an idiot. He looks like an idiot every time.
I agree with the idiot. And I also agree with Buffalo taking care of the Patriots. I think I probably would have taken the Patriots if they were playing in New England, because I think the Patriots are playing.
Too.
I think Patriots are playing pretty good ball. I just don't think they can beat them in Buffalo. But maybe Belichick will come out of retirement just to coach one last game up there so he can run the ball the whole game. Let's go to the Sunday special. That'll be your Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Seattle Seahawks. Oh boy, this is going to be a barn buster.
This is a tough one.
I'm going to go first on this one since you guys went first on the other one. I am definitely going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they're for real. I know that they lost to the Eagles. I think the Eagles are a really good team, but I think Seattle's due for a loss. They believe it or not, Seattle plays terrible at home. They were like 1-6 last year at home, which is hard to believe because they've got such great fans in Seattle. I am going with the upset because I'm sure Seattle's favorite. I'm going to take Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay, Schwaber, who you got?
All right, I'm looking to tie you up and take the Seahawks. I do think Tampa Bay is a really good team. They'll be a playoff team. But I do like them a lot more in Tampa Bay. I feel like going across the country to Seattle, where there's a pretty tight defense there. I'm just going Seattle, man. I'm going with the home team.
Okay. Cash, who you going with?
I think I have Seattle taking it too. I don't like picking all favorites because I know that one of them's bound to lose, but I don't know. I think this will be close. I think the Seahawks defense has looked especially good the past couple games, so I'm giving it to Seattle. And the Bucs, they've looked good too, but I mean, you're talking about, what was it, a 2-point win over the Jets. They just lost to the Eagles. I know the Eagles are great, but 1-point win over the Texans. The Texans have looked awful. So
they were all like their 3 wins were all like in the last minute.
Yeah, I mean, a win's a win. Their team is good. Baker's always been explosive. You never know with Baker. They have some studs on defense, but I just think Seattle's a little more consistent. I like the way Kenneth Walker's been playing. I think Walker and Charbonnet is a good 1-2 punch.
Yeah,
I think JSN has been great. And I think they have some other good I want to call them great, but good supporting receivers with him as well, with obviously Cooper Kupp. And then they have that one kid, Torrey Holt, who has looked pretty well. They're pretty good. So I'm gonna take Seattle here.
I think that game's all about Baker Mayfield. I think if Mayfield can get going, he can blow up too. So
shake and bake.
Yeah.
If Baker's on, boy, he's really on. But when he's off, they could lose by 3 touchdowns. Let's see who took some picks here. Mike Lawrence likes the Rams by 10.
I'll see that.
Pat Donovan says take the 8.5 versus the Bills. I don't know. I guess that means he likes the Patriots to lose. He likes the Patriots to lose, but not by more than 8.5.
Pat, if I could gamble, I would take it for you.
Yeah,
I'm going for that, unfortunately.
Mike Lawrence actually thinks Buffalo by 12, so he say they're going to cover. Oh boy. And Mike Lawrence has got Seattle by 3. Boy, I hope Baker can pull that off instead. Well, those are our picks for the week. It looks like if everything happens, I could be in the lead comfortably after next week, or be tied.
We could all be tied up.
It could be with no. Unfortunately, TD is still being a lead because you had this same exact pick.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Thanks to Cash not playing along. You're no longer invited back. Hey, you're watching.
Bad
if you just tuned in, we're here every Monday night at 7:30. We're here on YouTube at the Sports Porch Podcast. If you're new, hey, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get a good following here. If you see us on X, we're at the Sports Porch 1, and our website is theporchislive.com. Well, we're going to break a little bit from tradition here. We're going to stop talking about football for a little bit.
Okay.
I think we actually need an update on O'Neal Cruz now that the season is over. The Pirates ended up with 71 wins. That's 5 wins less than last year with a full year of Paul Skeens pitching. We're not going to talk about how terrible the Pirates are because, frankly, it just depresses me. And I don't think anybody. I think everybody's just happy that the Pirates season is over. But our Grand Schwalbini made a pick about O'Neal Cruz, whether or not he would be above or below the Mendoza line, also known as the Sawinski line, at 0.200. And Mark, what happened?
Amazingly, he finished at 0.200. And so guess what? We never said what would be the case if he landed on 0.200. So I neither won nor lost. And this was something that only a team like the Pirates could possibly pull off. No shot at a win. No shot at a loss, just 500 for 200. What can I say? I said he'd be over 200. That meant 201. That didn't mean 200. Maybe I'd say I lost then. I'll take the L. What the hell?
Oh boy, that's two ties we had in 1 week.
Right.
The damn Green Bay Dallas tie, and now O'Neal Cruz is gonna go for the tie at 0.200. Oh boy, the Pirates are a mess, though, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just think about it this way: like, do you know how hard it is to how many home runs did he hit? Did he hit 20?
He hit 20. Yeah, he led the team with 20 home runs.
And how many stolen bases did he have? Like 38 or something?
Something like that.
Okay,
yeah.
I can check it.
I mean,
38.
Yeah, 38 stolen bases and 20 home runs. That's almost impossible to hit 200 like that. You know what I mean?
Well, he did it because he probably had like 75 strikeouts. That's probably actually low. But the Pirates are a doomed franchise. Let's just briefly talk about the MLB playoffs. Anybody there you guys like? Maybe as a dark horse to win it all. Schwaber, I know you're rooting for your Phillies, so it's kind of unfair for you to pick anybody else. Cash, what do you think? You follow baseball much? You care?
Not too much. I keep up with it. I'll watch a game here and there, but the Pirates they're awful to watch. Their style of offense is just terrible. It's not fun to watch. But I've seen some hype around the Reds. Some people are really excited about the Reds. Obviously, I'm in Kent, Ohio right now, so there's a lot of Guardians fans. So I'll pick them. They're my dark horse, the Guardians.
The Guardians, they got to get past Detroit right in the first round.
I believe in them.
Yeah, okay.
I have to. I'm in Kent. If I root for the Tigers, I'll get beat up. So I got to root for the Guardians.
Schwaber, you going to be watching a lot of that Yankees Red Sox series?
Maybe a little bit. I mean, to be honest, it's one of the things about baseball. Baseball really is a crapshoot. It's actually in some ways. I mean, maybe this is a bad example, but I was going to say it's a little bit like the hockey playoffs, where like in hockey, like it's still pretty possible for an 8 to beat a 1 or for a 7 to beat a 2. Yeah. And I feel like that's the case in the baseball playoffs. When you have that first round of just a 3-game series, yeah, the Reds could get hot and win 2 games in a row and take the Dodgers out. You know what I mean? Yeah. And really, the bats go silent for some team. And, a team that's maybe not as good or doesn't have as many stars can certainly win a series. So, it's all really, I think it's anybody's for the taking. I mean, nobody won 100 games this year. The Brewers won 97, the Phillies won 96, and then there were about 3 or 4 teams that were like 3 games behind them. So that says to me, it's really anybody's off season to take, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, personally, I'd love to see the Phillies playing against the Cub in the ALCS. I would love that. They're probably I don't have a favorite team, but I would like to watch that. I would like to watch that happen. I think both Philadelphia and Chicago fans would go crazy for that series. I think that would be a lot of fun. But deep down in my heart, I'm rooting for the teams that have the lowest payrolls. So that's going to be Cleveland against Cincinnati. Cleveland's got a payroll of just over 100 million, and Cincinnati's got a payroll of pretty close to 120 million. I want them to beat the shit out of those franchises with 300 and 275 million on the payroll. But I get it. Hey, you can spend all you want. So good for them for spending the money.
Hey, let's not forget to give a little nod to the Mets, who didn't make the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, there you go. There's a $350 million team who didn't even make the playoffs, right?
Who couldn't take 2 out of 3 from the Marlins or the Nationals.
I love it. That's just brilliant. Well, it just means it's solidified that they're going to have to go after Paul Skeens at the end of next season.
Probably.
We do actually have some baseball chats here. Mike Lawrence says the best thing for the Pirates is for the nutcase to sell the team, but that's not happening because it's a cash cow. You absolutely said the truth there. And Pat Donovan says Bob Uecker hit 200 for his career, rounding up. So that probably means he batted like 151. I don't know, but I'm just guessing on that, Pat. Yeah, so baseball players are amongst us now, and hey, anything can happen. I'm sure in Major League Baseball's thrilled with that, with the Sox and the Yankees playing in the first round. My gosh, that everybody's going to be watching that. That'll have the most eyeballs on it. But if Chicago goes far, I think, Chicago fans definitely are going to be watching the game. So, and Phillies fans clearly too, even though it seems like they've been in the playoffs quite a bit, just haven't been able to pull out a World Series win or make it to the World Series in a little while now. So,
oh, they did. They made it 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah. 2 years ago they made it.
Wow, yeah.
Well, the cheaters didn't make it this year, so maybe you got a chance if you can make it there.
Yeah, we got a chance. You say there's a chance.
All right, one more thing before we get into what we're watching. We've decided to switch it up a little bit and go outside of our comfort zone. That's what we do here on the porch, because we know there are some things that are popular out there that maybe we don't watch entirely, but there's this thing called the Ryder Cup out there. Maybe you guys watch it, maybe you don't. I watched actually most of Saturday, believe it or not, and I can tell you that it was just an absolute shit show. The Ryder Cup, for those of you who don't watch it, is basically it's a golf match between. I'm going to get some of this wrong, so don't chastise me for it, Pat, in the comments too much. But I believe it's about 8 to 10 people on each team, the European team and the United States team, and you can only play 8. You can only play 8 team members at a time, so somebody has to sit out, or 2 people have to sit out. I'm not sure of the actual number, and they play, what's called a foursome, and then they play, I think it's like best ball, and then the last day everybody plays against everybody else, and you're basically playing for 1 point for 18 holes, which seems ridiculous to me because it just seems ridiculous to me. It also seems ridiculous to me. And it also seems ridiculous to me. Hey, Pat, if you want to just click on that link and join us and get this right, feel free to come on in. We would love to have you on the porch, telling us about the Ryder Cup. But anyway, it seems ridiculous to me that golf can be a team sport because it's actually an individual sport. But
how does that work?
The big... Don't ask me. I'm just going to get it wrong, and I'm just going to piss off Pat. And that's the last thing I want to do on this show. The big controversy is all of the yelling at the European team. I guess there were not only some obscenities sent the way of Rory McIlroy and Jon Rahm, both great players in their own right, but I guess there were some drinks that were thrown at least Rory McIlroy's wife. Now, I don't know about you, but I know there is some etiquette when it comes to golfing where, unless you're, on a movie, you can't really yell out obscenities while somebody's trying to hit the ball.
Right.
And you can't heckle them by saying, boy, that bunker looks really big. or anything like that. So, Mark, where do you fall on this controversy with the ugly Americans, showing their ugly side during the Ryder match?
Yeah, I think it's just in poor taste. It's just stupid. I mean, the bottom line is, like, look, golf is a game, a sport of etiquette. You know what I mean? Look, I mean, my niece is a little golfer. She's a serious golfer. She's 13 years old. She's got a top ranking in Illinois. And look, I've been around to watch her play in some of these tournaments. Like, I'm telling you, like, all these kids that are wheeling their carts around, I mean, they're all wearing, like, preppy clothes. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
look, this is like this. I mean, I hate to say it any other way, but this is pretty much like, an upper middle class sport, right?
Right.
The
equipment's expensive.
Yeah, everything's expensive.
Golf fees, green fees
Right.
are very expensive.
Right. And look, the bottom line is, it's really quite distracting if you yell when you're like doing your backswing to hit a tiny little ball that's on the ground. I mean, it's just considered you're not supposed to do that.
Right.
So why you start to do that in a setup like this is just kind of beyond me. I think that, maybe a little bit of this has sort of happened as there are some like TV shows on TV, like Full Swing, about golfers. And there's a few tournaments, like there's one tournament. I can't remember if it's the BMW or something else, but there's a big tournament in the States. I think it's in Las Vegas, where
they have the stands that are on either side.
people are screaming and stuff.
But that's different because that's different. What it's going to be, right?
Right. But this is this was, I heard there were a lot of F-bombs thrown at Rory.
Yeah.
And like seriously, like Rory McIlroy, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't he like one of the nicest guys on the planet? Like,
yeah, he's pretty popular on the tour.
He's very popular. I mean, he was one of the guys who like stood up for, hey, I'm not going to sell out and go to live.
That golf course is waste management in Phoenix.
Yeah.
That's the golf course. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just kind of like,
thanks, Pat.
I mean, look, if you're out there to like curse out golfers, you shouldn't be on a golf course.
Yeah. Cash, do you have any thoughts on this? Are you a golfer? Do you care?
I do have thoughts about it. I'm not a golfer. My little brother golfed, and I know like a lot of those kids are in country clubs. It's very expensive. I mean, it's thousands of dollars to play. But maybe I'm new gen. Maybe I'm just younger. I like the idea of screaming at golfers. I know it's like a tradition and stuff, but think about the other sports. I mean, MLB players, they have stuff screamed at them all the time. NFL players, they have stuff screamed at all the time. You're at an event where you have a bunch of people, they're all drinking. You're bound to have somebody scream something at somebody. Maybe it's just me. I think it makes it more entertaining.
I kind of agree with you, but here's where I draw the line. At an event like the Ryder Cup, which has a lot of prestige and a lot of history, it's not set up to do it that way.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like I'm going to get it wrong again. Sorry, Pat. Close your ears. But I think they play every 2 or 4 years. And next year it's going to be somewhere over in Ireland. So, the Europeans going to have, the home field advantage. Would you want to go over there and have, people yelling at the Americans, all kinds of obscenities? Of course, there'll be some Americans over there, but for the most part, it's, you just want to show a little hospitality, in my opinion. It's like, and on top of that, the Europeans were kicking the shit out of us.
Right.
And it wasn't until the last day at the individual play where they made a run, but they had such a far comeback to make it back that there was no way they were going to make it back. So it was like they just went out there to heckle people. And that's the problem that I have with it. It seemed like it was out of poor taste. Not only was it, not the right venue to do it, but it was also out of poor taste. But I agree with you. It is kind of fun to
It's
listen
fun.
to people get heckled. I'm not going to lie, but definitely like throwing drinks at somebody.
That's too much.
That's
Any
just
sport, that's
just dumb. I don't care how much you've had to drink. You
Mhm.
can't be throwing
Yeah.
drinks at people that are out there trying to get it done, let alone
You have
their
to get banned
wives.
for that.
If I was Rory, I would have beat the shit out of that guy. Now I know he's not going to do that because one, they didn't know who really threw it, but I don't even know if they caught the guy who threw it. There was like all kinds of video footage. Anyway, that's what happens. It starts to become about that and not about the game. Good for the Europeans. Maybe USA can get them next year. Maybe they can actually make some putts on Saturday, and they would have put themselves in a better position to take the Ryder Cup. But whatever, it's over, and I guess we'll see you again in 2 to 4 years. Okay, Schwaber, we finally made it to that point of the show where it's time to give back to our fans.
Okay, great. Now, Cash, you might not be aware of this, but this is the part of the show where we give back to our fans. And what do we mean by that? What do we give back? We give you back your time. You know why? Because when you want to find a program on TV, right? When you're looking through your streaming services, and there's so many of them, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Paramount, Peacock, it just goes on and on and on. And when you don't know what to watch, I mean, you end up watching trailers. You're doing it for 45 minutes. You get tired. You fall asleep. Next thing you know, you're like, oh, crap, I got to go to bed now. And you just wasted an entire evening. That's where we come in. All you have to do is listen to the guys on the porch. We watch shows in their entirety. We give you either a 2 thumbs up, and you got that on lock. You are going to be your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, family member, whoever. You are going to be the star of the show because you called it. You said, hey, guys from the Sports Porch said 2 thumbs up. Got to watch it. It's a lock. Or if we say 2 thumbs down, it means don't even waste your time. So that's what we do. We're here for you. We're here to give back. And that's what we do.
How sweet.
Yeah. The only clarification for this is you have to watch either the full season that you're watching. You don't have to watch all the seasons, just one of the many seasons if there are. And if it is a movie, while you may fall asleep in the middle of it for a few minutes, you still have to finish the whole thing. Or if you loved it, you're going to be awake for the whole thing. So it doesn't really matter, but you do have to watch the full movie. I'm going to start with myself tonight. I have watched this movie called Idiocracy. Now, this is not a new movie. And the only reason I'm bringing this back is because just recently it was put on Netflix. I saw it in the just recents. Now, it's an old movie. When were you born, Cash?
2006.
That's when this movie came out. So that's how old this movie was.
Years old.
It's as old as Cash. But I can tell you this for a fact. It still holds to this day. And here's why. Because this is a movie about the future, people. If you're interested to know what the future is about, you need to watch Idiocracy. What happens in this movie is back in 2006, I think they said that this happened actually. It's fictitious. But what happened is they froze 2 people. It was a experiment by the military where they wanted to see, what happens when you freeze people. Can you bring them back out of their frozen state? And guess what? They forgot about these 2 people. So they've been frozen. I think the year was 2500 when they finally were found. And then they became unfrozen. Well, it just so happens in the year 2500, guess what happened to the world? Mark, do you have a guess what happened to the world?
I'm going to say something bad happened.
Something bad happened. Right. Everybody became idiots.
Oh,
I mean, literal idiots. Like all they do all day is sit around in front of their television. They don't even have to get up because they have these things that bring food to them and drink to them.
that sounds good.
They watch television all day. Starbucks has become a place for prostitution. So if you're going to get a coffee, you're going to Starbucks, but you're not going to get a coffee there. You're going to get a prostitute. And Costco has become so big, it's basically the size of cities.
That's how it feels now.
Yeah, well, no, this is much bigger, trust me. And it just so happens the people that were frozen are now the smartest people on the earth, and they're not actually very smart. I mean, people have forgotten how to water plants. This is how dumb it is. But the way they go about this is really fun because, it's basically a take on, future societies and people becoming so dumb and relying upon television to tell them, what's real and what's not real. You got to see it. It's kind of a heartwarming story, too, because it just so happens that it was a man and a woman who came from, the past to the future. And of course, they fall in love, and it's a love story. Also, I know I'm making it sound a little stupid because it is stupid, but the humor in it's really good. Terry Crews is in it. You know who Terry Crews is?
Oh, I love Terry Crews.
Yep.
If you love him, he plays the President Camacho. He plays like this really stupid meathead, but he is fantastic. You will love his character. If you love Terry Crews, just watch it for him. Idiocracy for me will always get 2 thumbs up. But then again, I gave Napoleon Dynamite 2 thumbs up. So Klein, this might not be for you, but Cash, this is for you. I say, on your birthday, you should just pull it out. It's kind of a birthday celebration for the movie, and I promise you will not be disappointed.
Cash, did you like Napoleon Dynamite?
I haven't watched Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh my God, you have to watch it. You have to watch it. We'll see what you think.
I've been thinking about watching it, but I'm a busy guy.
Yeah, I mean he's stuck in a dormitory there, for God's sakes. All right, Mark. So I say 2 thumbs up. Idiocracy just pushed onto Netflix. So if you have Netflix, you don't have to go searching for it anymore. It's right there in your Netflix bin. Just click on it. It's about an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. It's well worth your time. Mark, what have you been watching?
I have been watching The Terminalist: Dark Wolf. This is the prequel to the former The Terminalist on Amazon Prime. Have either of you guys seen the first one or this one?
I have not. I don't even know what this is going to be about.
It's good. It's it stars Taylor Kitsch and from Friday Night Lights fame.
Oh yeah, right.
Amongst other things, and also Chris Pratt. Not a huge role in it, but he's in it as well. Essentially, what this is Taylor Kitsch is basically like the main character. He's a Navy SEAL. And he basically gets into some trouble where he finds himself kind of on the outs, where he's going to get banned from the SEALs. And so what's he going to do with his life? But of course, do the mercenary type work where you're actually allowed to kill people. You know what I mean? Things like that. Yeah. It was really good. I mean, it was really good. I mean, essentially, like, this story is about, they always try to make it sort of like similar to what's going on in the world now. I think, like, it's basically about, like, Iran is trying to attain nuclear weapons, and so there's basically this this squad that they put together with ex-FBI, ex-CIA, ex-SEALs, and they form a team, and they're trying to go after, making sure that Iran doesn't get these weapons. And of course, there's a whole bunch of backstabbing along the way. Right, it's good. Right. It's entertaining. It's very entertaining. I mean, I think if you like any of those kinds of shows, like SEAL Team or anything like that, you'll probably love it. So 2 thumbs up from the Grand Schwalbini.
Mark, that didn't even have any drugs in it. Like, what are you branching out here? You're like finding a new genre for yourself?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Were there drugs in the first one? I don't know.
Know. Like, you're normally like drugs and violence guy. I mean, this has violence in it clearly, but
oh yeah. No, I mean, hey, anything that's military, I like as well.
Well,
So
okay,
nice.
fair enough.
Yeah.
So,
That's
Cash, I know you didn't have anything for us tonight, did you?
I mean, I can talk about movies I've watched before school started.
Yeah.
Give us
us
your
one.
favorite movie that you like, and tell us what you think about it.
My favorite movie?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could pick just one, but right before my school started, I told myself I was going to watch the Rocky movies for the first time. So I watched
Now
Rocky
you're
1.
talking. Yeah.
That was a pretty good. It was a pretty good movie. I would give it 2 thumbs up. It was pretty good. It's a little outdated. There were some things that that they would do where I'm like, why are you doing this? Like his first interaction with Adrian, it was a little pushy. It was a little, it was a little awkward.
That was okay back then.
Oh yeah, that was not pushy back then. That's how you got dates, Cash. Trust us.
He just it was just a little. I mean, it was a little awkward. It was the first time writing. Or it was the first time. I think he wrote it himself. Yeah. It was his first time writing. So the script was a little awkward, but it was great. I mean, the story itself was great. I wanted him to beat Apollo the whole time. Obviously, I knew what happened. The movie's been out for years, decades at this point, and it was a great story. I wanted to watch it the whole way through. I couldn't stop. I couldn't pause it at all. It was fantastic. So I would give it a 2 thumbs up.
Now, did you watch 2, 3, or 4 by any chance?
I've watched 3. Is Drago the one with 3, or is that 3 or 4?
I think that's 4. You mean the Russian one? Where
the Russian one. I've seen that
4,
one too.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
I like that one.
Yeah. And then
Yeah, because 3 is
T
Clubber
one
Lang. Did you watch Clubber Lang?
Not yet. No, I think it's 2.
Yeah.
I think that one's 3. Yeah.
3 is the one with Mr. T.
Yeah, Mr. T. Right.
Yeah.
I know we're technically not in the Cold War anymore, but I still like it when an American beats a Russian. I think it's just so, it's just.
There you go.
I know it wasn't alive. It takes me back though, where I'm like,
hey, the music is fantastic.
Excellent.
Who doesn't like a good Survivors soundtrack?
Now Evgeny Malkin is our friend from the homeland, Mother Russia.
And Michka.
He doesn't count.
right.
Hey, we got some comments here on the shows. Mike Lawrence says, going back to Idiocracy, other than Starbucks and Costco, is there a difference from today? If you've watched the movie, you know that's actually a very funny comment. Pat says, Idiocracy is now a documentary. Once again, not too far from the truth, but he likes Wall-E and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Did you guys ever watch either of those? Never saw those.
You never watched Wall-E? Wall-E's a classic.
Is that about a whale or something?
A robot. It's a robot.
No, that's the robot. It's like
it
a
saves the world. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, kind of. It's a fantastic movie.
Well, I think we're gonna end the show on this one. Pat Donovan was an extra in Rocky 5. It never happened. So I guess they cut him out. How can they cut him out?
I guess Pat is off track finally.
Pat is definitely off track. Well, Pat, sorry for getting cut out of the movies like that, but that's the way it is. Well, me, your hockey Jesus, for the Grand Schwalbini, for the new technical director, Cash. Thanks for filling in this week, Cash. Love having you, my friend.
Anytime.
Look forward to having you back sometime soon.
Thank you, of course. I love it.
Until then, fellas, you have a good week. Enjoy the bye week, right?
Yeah. Get some gardening done.
Get some gardening done. Enjoy the shows. All right. We'll see you next week, people. So long.